last episode, you'll remember we finally received our electric drive system from ePropulsion for our new dinghy conversion.
Wow.
Well, that's
positive feedback.
Today, we're going to take you out for our first test drive.
And I have a wheel again. That feels so important. It's like a big boy.
And then we're going to show you a little bit about gluing accessories to a Hypalon dinghy as we also start the addition of our solar bimini.
And it doesn't have to be perfect.
Stepping aboard. Oh, sorry, cameraman.
Ready to cast off?
Ready to cast off.
Casting off.
Whoa. You got it, yeah, and it doesn't take much throttle.
Whoa, that
It's
is
whispered
so quiet.
That is so bizarre.
Wow.
Getting a lot of onlookers.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
That's a cool way to explore, no?
Oh yeah.
And I have a wheel again. That feels so important. It's like a big boy. I'm not used to feeling the water cavitating on the boat, because usually you just feel the vibration of an engine. I'm like, what's that? What's wrong? Something's wrong. It's just the water under the hull. Okay, that is 800 watts and still doing 8 kilometers. There's all kinds of menu options here, but I don't want to mess with anything. Engage the turbo.
Where'd the other green buoy go?
There.
Ah.
But we don't want to go through there, it's shoals.
Yeah.
First trip, break the outboard. No, I don't think so. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. This is the speed that we normally cruise at. 4 or 5 knots. We're just out for a little Sunday cruise or going around to an island or something. And it'll do this for a long time. This kind of speed, we get a range of about still 30, 35 miles. Very cool. I can't get over how quiet it is. You just hear the water, that's it. Yeah, this is our optimum cruising speed right here. Yeah, we're drawing 200 watts right now. So this is like the minimum speed. If I go any lower than this, it just shuts off. So that's 200 watts and we're still doing 5 kilometers. I need to switch this thing to knots, but we got to get into the menus and I haven't figured that out yet. That's tomorrow's job. Hasta mañana.
I wonder what they see.
But it's a great trolling speed for fishing, huh?
Yeah.
We get a couple of big rods out the back here, got the bimini, have some shade, throw on some tunes, go fishing for the day. Build a case of beer in over top of the battery. We be styling. Good way to sneak up on people.
Absolutely. You can also surprise your passengers too.
Little thrill there.
Because there's no warning.
No warning
There's
at
no
all.
rev up, there's nothing.
I heard a little like zzz, and that's it.
Docking procedures. It's gonna be a whole new way of docking now with just a forward and reverse thrust. Yeah, that's neutral.
Woohoo.
Okay, the question everybody wants to know, is the hoist gonna lift it? We're gonna find out.
Alrighty.
You gonna come up?
As
Or
you
are we
like.
doing a
I
real
can stay
test?
in. I can stay in.
But yeah, see the difference, it doesn't really make too much difference to the weight of the dinghy because we've added 50 pounds, that's about it. But we've always had extra gear and sometimes there's water in the back from rain or anything like that, but no, it'll handle that no problem. This is still on the high lift. When we put it on the low lift, it'll have a little bit more work bringing it up, just like it does normally, but it doesn't make any difference with this one right now the way it was before, so I think we are good.
Woohoo.
Put her back in the water.
Back down she goes.
Everything works, so the only thing we got to do is just put a proper mount for the control panel. That's it. I'll just make a 90-degree interface there, like a stainless steel platform or something for it, and we'll be good to go. Very happy.
Awesome news.
A good start to a new era. Yeah.
Tiki agrees.
Well, now it's time to get back to our shade project. We have the engine installed. The battery is in test mode, so it's just sitting here. Same thing for the charger. So this is one of the battery chargers. As you know, we've got 3. But I just wanted to get it in and charging so that we've got some power to work with. Put this on there so it doesn't scratch. And right now it's at 62% and charging. It was at 47 when we started, so it should be, you know, it's I think 10 o'clock now, so it's doing about 10% per hour on one charger. So that's not bad. It'll be done by just after lunchtime. So now we get to the second part of the project, which is test fitting the bimini and the solar panels and make sure all that's going to work the way I want to before we start running all of the wiring through everywhere and decide exactly where it's going to be at the end of the day. So that's where we get back to these things. You remember we started these in Linton Bay a few days ago, and take out these center pieces and replace them with a bimini mount, and it works perfect. So we have to just replace this one now, and you can see the pin just comes off, and the pin is exactly the same as what we're using here for the paddles. So it's the exact same mount right here. So we're taking this pin out and replacing with a bimini mount, so a rail mount. Just going to put that other one right in there and that'll be good. And if you remember well, we're going to put him right here. So it's going to be centered right between these two handles and just centered on this gray piece, just like this one is here. So it's going to be half on the gray, the dark gray, and half on the light gray, just like this one here. So we're going to put them right there. We don't want them to overlap this round part here, so just below that. We're going to outline this just in pencil or pen so that we have a mark on there, and then we need to scuff this surface down, so sand it all down so it's coarse for the glue to adhere.
You can see that's already been scuffed down, so it's ready. We just got to clean some of the dirt off if it's got some there. And that's it. So once we glue the two mounts down, then we'll be good. We can mount the frame, position the bimini, see how it's going to work out, and then we'll start looking at just placing the solar panels on top and see if there's a better way than another to mount them and plug them in and see if that actually works. It's been one of those harebrained Captain Rick ideas for about a year now, so now we get to actually test it and see if it's going to work. So that's today. Here we go. Okay, so Alex has got the mount, and you see there's two little Phillips screws right there. One on that side, one on that side. So if you take those out, then this center pin that's in there, it's just a carbon fiber pin, will come out, and we can remove the oar pin. Let's see. Okay, now you'll need a screwdriver like that one, or possibly a flathead, just to push on that and push it through. Don't hurt yourself. Alright. Okay, so now you can take that pin off. This is going to go in here and put your black tube back through.
Should put it maybe so that
now,
orientates with the screw holes.
Got to pay attention to where the screw holes are going to line up when it's finished as well. Okay, so we got it fed through. Now you've got this little hole right there. Needs to line up with that one so that we can put the screw back in. So just gently push it in until you can see the hole line up with the receptacle. Now just put it in the sun maybe and check it and see if you've got it lined up or not.
Yep, I think so.
And if it's lined up, just drop the screws back in.
And a tube. I don't know if it's in the tube or just in the rubber.
Well, let's put a longer screw in there. Those things always come out anyway. Hang on. Let's see. Move this aside. You hold that, please.
Yes.
Bring out our hardware store. There, should find something in there. Okay, perfecto. Now we have two. We are ready. Now we just need the Dremel and start sanding the dinghy. Now, if I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. This is one of the most valuable tools you're going to have on a boat. If you don't have one, buy two. Because these days, you can buy the aftermarket ones for like 50, 60 bucks in a full kit like this. You can buy the authentic Dremel ones for, you know, about 100 bucks. It's just worth having something. Get one original, one, you know, no name as a backup or something. But these we use for so many different things, and all of these drum sanding discs, these are very handy for a lot of different applications, including what we're going to do today. So you can see we've already got one applied on here, and we're just going to use this to scuff up the surface of the Hypalon, because Hypalon, if you put glue on top of the Hypalon raw, it won't really stick. It's just too slick. So you have to coarsen it up a little bit, just like paint. It needs something to adhere to, so that's what we're doing with this. Simple. All we gotta do is not go through the Hypalon. I want to keep it as light as possible so that we can get rid of it later. Okay, that's one. Yeah, we're just scuffing the surface. And it doesn't have to be perfect because there's no load or air pressure on this or anything. This is just for adhesion for a mount. So get it as close as you can to the line without going over the line. So just stay inside the line like that. And that's fine. Okay. So I'll let you do the other side. Practice on the gray first, because that's a double layer on top of this light gray.
Okay.
This is the actual bolt. This is a stripe patch. Next on the list is just to give them a little bit of cleaning with some rubbing alcohol. So we're going to clean the back sides of these just to get rid of any dirt or grease that's gotten on them since they were cleaned or scrubbed before. And see, Macon is just cleaning the surface of the boat. So we got everything ground down now. And once clean, we just put glue on this side, glue on that side, put it on nice and evenly, let it tack dry, and then stick them down and give them a good press on. Glue time. It's our Hypalon glue. So basically, let me get this out of the way a little bit. We're just going to put some on here and use the brush to spread it around evenly. And just keeping it inside slightly of the ink. Now we work it well into both of our surfaces and then just let it get tack dry. Much like contact cement. But this is a special formula that is just for Hypalon. Okay, so we'll leave that one there. It's the first one to go on. I'll do this side. Yep. Okay, these are both tack dry. You can just hear it sticking to my finger. So we're going to take this and press it on. Line it up with my marks. Like so. Give it a good press onto the fabric. Make sure and give some contact time to the edges so we have good adhesion. Alright, I do believe we're almost ready. We're going to let those sit for a little while. Let the glue dry. Because the bimini won't put pressure, you know, trying to force air out or anything like that, but it's going to push separation pressure because the poles will compress here and it'll try and pull it off. So we want to make sure and give the glue a little bit of time to dry before we let that happen. Oh God, it feels instantly better as soon as that goes up. I think that's good, because when the thing gets inflated a little bit more, it'll push up a little bit harder also. So don't put too much more than that on it for now, but sort of figure out what to do with those methods. Well, out for my first little test, kind of on my own. We got the battery charged up to 100% now. I wonder if it'll go slower with a full tank now, because the battery's fully charged. It's not like a tank of gas. I got to start getting used to that different mentality now. The fuller the tank, the slower you go. But now we are fully charged, 100%. As you can see right here on my console. 100%, 500 watts, doing 3.5 knots. And just heading out into the channel, so we got a little bit of headwind and breeze on our nose. But you can see doing 3.5 to 4 knots. So that's cool. Got my little beer holder installed now. Cool.
No more spilled beer in the dinghy, that's awesome. And going faster, just a matter of just turning this little dial. Just little tiny increments, That's already 1,000 watts now. So we're doing double the power as what we were a second ago. And that's putting us just over to, yeah, averaging just over 4 knots now. But I got a lot more head breeze as well. So we got wind and rain coming at us right over there, as you can see. That's Panama. So I'm just leaving the entrance of Shelter Bay Marina. And you can see we got a little bit of prop wash going on there. That's pretty cool. But we're gonna give it a little shot and see what happens. So that's got us up to 6.5 knots. But yeah, we're drawing 6,000 watts, so I mean, it's not really worth that extra. We didn't plan to make a dinghy that was going to be planing or anything like that. We just wanted one that needed no more gas anymore, so that's exactly what we got. I'm going to turn around and head back the other way.
And as you can hear, it's perfectly quiet. You don't hear anything, even at top speed. That is one quiet motor.
That's running 6,000 watts. And now we are doing 7 knots. So heading back downwind, of course. Yeah, we get a little bit more speed. And we're just basically up on plane now, as you can see. So it'll just get up on plane at just over 7 knots. And we're clipping along pretty nice for a little 8-9 horsepower electric dinghy. So I'll bring that back down. Okay, there is 1,700 watts. 1,700 watts doing 4.7, 4.5, 4.4. I'm not unhappy with that. I gotta tell you, I knew we weren't going to be doing 20 knots or anything like that anymore, but I'm also, you know, we rarely do that even with the gas engine because it really does suck back the fuel. You go through gas a lot faster even with the 4-stroke. So I'll bring us down again, back to 700 watts. And that brings us down to 3.5, 3.8. Yeah, around 3.7 average, so not bad. This is a comfortable speed, and this is the speed we like to go on our excursions and just put our feet up and go for a little tour. And it's a very good speed, and now we got the bimini back up, so even in sunshine, we can enjoy the ride. It's not horrible. Not by any stretch. Only the weather could improve, but oh well, it is what it is, right? Yeah, I think Maddie's going to be very happy with this. So she's just been off doing her own errands today while we've been doing some work. But that'll be the next thing, take Madalena for a ride, see how she likes it. I'm sure she's going to be very amazed how quiet it is. I don't think you can even hear it in this aside from just the water noise at the back. It's amazing how quiet it is. Very cool. Yeah, I think for, what, this is almost, well, it's a 500-pound dinghy now. And I'm in at about 185, 190 pounds, so we're pushing along. 700 watts through the water, plus a few accessories. So it's not bad for a little motor. Quite happy. We'll call that a successful first test and see where it takes us from here. I think I will sign off and see you guys a little later.
Extend a little bit further down the shank than this one.
Oh,
If you
okay.
look at it.
So how are we going to be able to tell which is which? And are there 3 different ones, or is it 2 of the same and 1 different?
Well, I've got 4 props, so there's 2 short pitch, 2 long pitch.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we have an issue. Houston, we have a problem. After I did the first test, our friends at ePropulsion saw the first test result, the video, and immediately told me that there's something got to be wrong because that should be going faster. So yeah, they're saying that we should be getting about, 30% more speed, but they figure that we probably put the wrong propeller on. Now, they didn't tell me, or I was not aware that these are different propeller sizes. For all intents and purposes, they look identical, and there's no physical markings on the propeller to tell you anything different. But what I just figured out is that if you hold them up like this and look across, you can see that this one is a little bit shorter diameter, so it's not quite as wide tip to tip, and it also has a little bit heavier pitch. The other way to tell that I've noticed since is you can see this one, the pitch ends at that part of the hub, leaving about a 1/2 inch. This one ends at the end of the hub, leaving about a 1/4 inch. So this is the longer pitch. So we have one of these on the boat apparently right now, and that's the short pitch propeller, and that's why, of course, it's high torque, but we're not getting a lot of speed. So they told me to change over to one of these pitches and try again. So that is what we're going to do.